Good evening from InvestSharp.com. This is Randy Smotone with your Monday, December 13th market update. So we didn't have too bad a day in the market. We did have kind of pull back there towards the end of the day, which wasn't too surprised as the S&P was up against the getting close to the 1250 level. So the dollar was down today. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were all up. Light sweet crude futures were up 82 cents to settle at $88.61 a barrel. So looking at the dollar ETF UUP, lots of selling here. We had this light as it was kind of drifting upwards. There was no buying there, but then lots of selling today and got near the 30. Over to the West Texas Intermediate Crude Point figure chart. Same bullish price objective, 105 a barrel, and we're hanging out right here. So oil still looks pretty good. Let's go over and take a look at the Dow. The Dow actually did hold up the best today, closing up 0.16%, 11,428. So kind of like the rest of the market, you can see, you can barely see it there. We had it went up, pulled back, closed not at its lows, but closer to the low than it was to the high. But it still holding up, hanging in there. Let's take a look at the S&P. S&P was pretty much flat. We did get up to 1246, almost to 1247. Pulled back. We've got on the weekly chart somewhere around this 1250. We've got quite a bit of this congestion areas up here on the weekly chart. So I would assume I would expect the 1250 to be some resistance, and it was, but I mean, it's still looking all right. NASDAQ, same thing, kind of pulled back, but I mean, it wasn't who knows, it's not really that bearish yet. See what happens. I don't like the MACD's much lower here than it was here. So I wouldn't just be shocked if we had some kind of little bit of pullback. And then the Russell hit here, got rejected, almost touched there the trend line, and we ran into this trend line again. So up here around close to this 780. So far it looks to be a little bit of resistance, at least in the short term. But and the Russell was the weakest today, down 0.61%. So take a look at gold via GLD. Gold looks all right. Not much buying there. Seeing a lot of selling here. We came down. Not a lot of buying on the way up, and a lot of selling here. But it's still holding up. Silver and silver's holding up also. You can't even hardly see it. Little doji, very neutral. Pretty much equal buying and selling. Copper, lots of buying copper. Copper, breaking out higher. Looking really good for copper. Look at the FXE. Euro ETF. Had a lot of buying, getting it up here, got rejected by this this trend line where it had broken down, and now it looks like it's headed back towards it again. So the euro's not looking too bad. And then the VIX, not much volatility, down 0.34% today, still beneath this 18 level. Let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator. We're going to look at the NYSE McClellan when it responds. I think one of the reasons it's so slow is all the advertising on all these pages. It slows them down. All right, so still very neutral. Not overbought up here, oversold on here, so not really either one. Over to the sectors. So 9 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green. Oil service index had the largest percent gain, up 1.26%. Biotech index was the weakest, down 0.85%. And chart watch. Beco breaking out higher. I'd like to get some of these. It had a nice little flag here you could buy, and as it broke out here, jump on it. But it looks looking good. Apple continues. I mean, it's holding up fine, but it keeps struggling around this trend line here. And so we'll see. It did have a little more volume coming in today, so it looks like it wants to go higher. Baidu is still, it was up like $2 at one time, then pulled all the way back. Looked like a little tombstone doji. I'm seeing, in fact, I saw several tombstone type dojis today. So closed back below the 30 with, it's got some volume though, and I'm not seeing any volume when it was pulling back here. There's light volume here, good volume when it went here, and so Baidu still looks fine also. Just have to wait. It's still not done and consolidating. Cliffs breaking out over that 75. That was some resistance, and it's had good volume. Another one that looks like a little tombstone doji, which could be a short-term reversal or not until it confirms. You don't know. Then Mercado Libre breaking out of the prior high out of this flag, huge buying, and I think some analyst was talking about it on CNBC or something. They said this is supposed to be their stock for 2011 or something. I don't know. So I think that also added to it. Visa. Visa hit some resistance, but trying to break out. Visa's looking good for some, higher, setting up for some higher prices, as it looks like it might have finally possibly bottomed down here. Well, that'll remain to be seen. And MasterCard breaking out and also looking really good. JP Morgan still holding its breakout. I like it. Looks good here. Still holding its breakout from up here. VMware, another one that took out its high here and then looked like it had a tombstone candlestick as well. Cirrus Logic. So I like this as it if it can, it's right there at the downtrend line. Like to see it take out about 17 with some volume, head higher, but it did try to take out the downtrend line today and it pulled back. So you want to watch that one. Of course, the steels, Nucor, looking really good, went higher, is up against some resistance level here at the 43. X is looking good. It's still it did actually take out this prior higher a little bit, but didn't go much higher. But should be setting up for higher prices eventually. And GGB, this broke out of the downtrend line here, which are looking real good and went a little bit higher today. So if you catch this maybe on even a little bit of a consolidation or a little bit of a flag or something. MT, ArcelorMittal breaking out with volume. And COG, Cabot Oil, got some resistance up here at this 38 or a little above 38. I can take all these out of here, but it did break out of this, lots of volume out of this bullish flag today. Corning, like Corning here, it's got a lot of buying. I don't see much selling. Another one, it looks like it was a little bit of a shooting type star more than maybe a tombstone, but I like it on the weekly real well. So let's look at the weekly real quick. So if you look at Corning on the weekly, it looks like it's taking out that downtrend line. So this could be quite a move for it if it can continue higher and get past this weekly downtrend line. Should have much higher prices possibly in GLW. LIWA, copper play, like this triangle, watch for breakout or breakdown. Occidental breaking higher but pulling back like a lot of things did. CVX actually breaking higher and actually looking pretty good and actually held up better than Oxy did. Chesapeake still little tight little doji string here, looking good, not a lot of selling today. It looks like it wants to go higher also. Care Fusion, don't like this but I'm watching it until it can break out about 25. It's hit and hit. It's got all this resistance. I like this big wedge it's in. I'd like it over 25. So it might just set you alert for that one and then forget about it. APH, Amphenol, also looking good. It's hit here, hit. It's got some resistance up here, but if it can take that out. BPI, Bridgeport Education breaking out today over that prior resistance level. And prior resistance should become new support. CE, another one running into some resistance, but it's looking pretty good if it can take that out. FCX continues to look good, did pull back a little as well. LNN breaking out, lots of volume, looks good. Precision Drilling, it's been in this channel up and broke out with a lot of volume today, so that one looking very good. SWIR, Sierra Wireless breaking out higher, looks good. CCME, this little China Med Express, had lots of volume, so it's taken out this downtrend line, which has been resistance this whole time. Took it out, lots of volume. It's got some overhead resistance of some moving averages though, so make sure you always look at moving averages and the weeklies and the 1 yearlies, because I'm only showing you part of the picture here. So CVD, like it, got a nice ascending triangle type pattern. Google ran into some resistance today. So up around the 600 level. So if it can take out today's high with some volume, you can jump on board that one. HLIT, Harmonic breaking out, big breakout today, quite a move, looks good. Owens Illinois, another one that's taken out the downtrend line. Right, it's hit and hit, taking it out, took it out last Friday, And then it's going to have some resistance up here about 31, so maybe the next buy point possibly if it takes out that 31 and can move higher, or get it on a flag. And a PNR breaking out today over this prior resistance level here, and breaking out. So it's looking pretty good too. So on deck for tomorrow, we will get the monthly producer price index. We'll get monthly retail sales, and that's at 8:30. And then we'll get the FOMC meeting announcement at 2:15 p.m. all in Eastern time. And of course, they're not expected to raise rates or anything. So then take a quick look here at the current market signals. We follow the point and figure chart for the Dow and Nasdaq. There's no changes here. Still on buys. I mean, we didn't move much today, so it's still price objective. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching.